Welcome everyone. In this video, I'd like to briefly walk you through the CTB Annual Compliance Program Model, so you can have confidence in the objectives as well as the knowledge to conduct the internal compliance function activities efficiently and professionally. We'll be touching on the following items: key advantages of an internal compliance function, the compliance model diagram, and we'll also be taking a deeper look at the concepts of governance and strategy, risk management practice, and continuous evaluation. There are a host of advantages for maintaining a healthy internal compliance function, but we'll only mention a few. A healthy compliance function reduces the risk of legal issues, fines, and penalties. It increases financial stability. It promotes informed decision-making. It raises stakeholder confidence. It provides a competitive advantage and many more. These are indeed worthwhile benefits for financial services providers serious about cultivating a client-centered culture. We will now move on to the CTB Compliance Process Model. The component at the top of the model provides us with a resilient why to help FSBs understand that approved and adopted policy provides the basis on which they should regulate their operations. The how contains strategically designed practical activities necessary to empower FSBs to efficiently manage the risk to which they are exposed. The ultimate component is encapsulated in what can we improve. Each compliance cycle is concluded by assessing the outcomes for the expired period. It acts as the guiding beacon, directing FSBs towards continuous enhancement and refinement. Let's look at the concept of governance and strategy. FSBs are subject to a host of laws and legislation applicable to their conduct, and are required to formulate policies, processes, and procedures to assist their governing body, or top management to effectively regulate the operations of the business, in a compliant and professional manner. In a sense, the governance framework is the manual that contains the standards and principles which the FSP has adopted to create the ideal conduct environment for the cultivation of a client-centered culture, where its customers can always be assured of fair treatment and professional conduct. Let's consider how we apply this in practice by visiting the CTB website at www.ctb.co.za. This is a copy of our homepage, from where you can access the Insights page on the horizontal menu. As you are aware, CTB posts monthly assignments and feedback forms on its website under the Insights page on the first and last days of each month, beginning from the 1st of February and continuing to the end of November each year. As a participating FSP, you have access to our recommended organizational profile document, consisting of a basic company structure and a robust governance framework recommended for FSBs, which you are required to tailor in proportion to the nature, the size, complexity, and risk of your particular FSP. On the first day of each month, you will find a guidance letter together with the relevant policy drafts that your FSP would need to formulate, adopt, and implement as part of its statutory obligations. Your FSP organizational profile doubles as a review schedule, indicating the topics and policies related to the 10 months duration of the annual program. Once your FSP has customized, adopted, and implemented relevant policies in its governance framework, it enters the review phase, requiring the FSP to review and update existing policies, ensuring the effective refreshing of employees' knowledge and understanding of those policies. FSBs in the review and maintenance phase will still need to consult the monthly guidance notes to be informed of any recommended additions, replacements, changes, or enhancements impacting governance policies, in light of the looming promulgation of the Conduct of Financial Institutions Bill. We'd like to encourage FSBs to conclude implementation of all their policies by the end of November, regardless of their current progress. FSBs therefore need to visit the Insights page at the beginning of each month to conclude the previous month's Feedback form. And attend to the new month's assignment by scheduling adequate time for efficient execution in their weekly diary. We will now take a closer look at the How component. At the bottom right of our model, risk is processed by institutions in accordance with international standards, which is referred to as the application of a risk-based approach. Broadly speaking, an organization must identify, assess, prioritize, and rate the risks to which it is exposed in order to determine a suitable risk strategy. The CTB compliance management software is considered to be a center for the FSB's risk management plan items, facilitated by a range of system functionalities. We very briefly consider the main ones. The individual monthly conduct assessments, designed to promote the desired compliance culture. Periodic to-dos coordinates the simplified execution of compulsory compliance obligations by the responsible role players. Individual fit and proper recording and monitoring caters to the entire suite of statutory competency maintenance obligations of FSBs. Statutory and other registers maintain important records, all on a single platform. And the risk assessment tool is a valuable feature that simplifies the processing of risks to which the FSB is exposed. We will now consider the What can we improve component. This final component is considered to be the most critical in the compliance process, without which the why and the how would lose all objectivity. Monitoring, reporting, and remediation sets out to guarantee the desired conclusion of the entire compliance process by ensuring a regular periodic pause created for the review of the actual outcomes and results achieved during the monitoring period. Management now has actual data to effectively inform decisions and actions to the ultimate achievement of the organization's aims and objectives as a responsible corporate citizen. Let's again look at how this is incorporated into the CTB system. The Compliance Conduct Returns Register, or CCR, contains a section for recording management information statistics and outcomes relating to the monitoring of internal procedures, prioritized for their importance in promoting the client fairness outcomes. As mentioned previously, after completing monthly assignments, FSBs are required to complete a monthly feedback form related to the particular month's assignment. These feedback forms inform the periodic compliance reports which are issued to FSBs. It is important for participating FSBs to form an accurate perception of the compliance process model, but more importantly, to prioritize its continuous hands-on and practical execution. In the words of the COFI Bill, the governing body or top management is ultimately responsible for the establishment, implementation, subsequent reviews of, and continued internal compliance with governance arrangements within the FSB, to reasonably ensure the achievement of requirements, and must ensure governance policies are appropriately embedded within the FSB. Lastly, the governing body must acknowledge and ensure that it is ultimately accountable for compliance. That concludes this walkthrough of the CTB Annual Compliance Process Model for participating FSBs. We hope that you found it informative. Until next time, thank you for watching.